Alright then, yes, I've just logged on to Waterloo again today to check out the new shit. Now, it is kind of new shit, literally. Yesterday they had the invasion of Poland in there. This is the World War II Chronicles thing. I did actually record some parts of that in battles. But yeah, and they actually comment on it saying how, you know, they're using Russian tanks when they could be, well, when it was Polish tanks that were actually involved, you know. Anyway, but this is what we've got at the moment. Arcade battles, ending of the Winter War. And it's Russians versus British and Italians. What? Karelian Isthmus. 1940. What? Really? Okay. Yeah, whatever, guys. You know, it's your game. If you want to go this way with it and just make up completely, I'm sure that it probably isn't a made-up setting, but whether the aircraft were there is a different matter. I'm not going to go into great detail on that. I've not checked it out, and yeah, I just hope they're right with that, because this is quite embarrassing. A Soviet invasion of Finland. Let's have a look at this. This is a realistic battle, apparently. T-26s, BT-7s, T-28 and I-153s on the Russian side versus Panzer IIs, Panzer IIs, Panzer 38T and G50. Now, yeah, this is just funny because the Finnish had virtually no tanks when they were defending against the Russians, which was a major embarrassment for the Russians at the end of the day, because they actually got their asses handed to them quite badly on several occasions. This SMK tank that I got earlier on in the week, that was actually sent against Finland. They didn't, like I say, they didn't have a tank force in comparison to the Russians, at least anyway. Definitely didn't have what they've got there. Might have the G50, but yeah, Panzer 38T, I am 100% sure they didn't have that. Same thing for the Panzer II, to be honest, as well. But anyway, going back to what I was saying about the SMK. The SMK, the Russians used that along with the T-35 against the Finnish in 1940. Now, it wasn't long before, you know, they found out several errors with the designs of these tanks. The SMK in particular, it got destroyed basically. I think they sent one at least in against a Finnish line of defences. Whether or not even actually got to the line of defence is a different matter, but yeah, it was ineffective. It didn't actually do what it was kind of designed for, which was breaking through enemy defences. Now the T-35, I believe, was also used on this occasion as well, and found to be wanting, because it's a big lumbering target at the end of the day. This thing, yeah, same thing for this really. Basically, that's as far as tank design goes, it's not good. But yeah, the SMK and the T-35, I think actually maybe one of the early prototypes of the KV-1 was used at this point as well, against Finland. And yeah, the Finnish at that particular time didn't have an armoured force. Nothing in comparison to the Russians. Certainly, as far as I'm aware, didn't have them. And this is supposed to be realistic. Yeah, they need to pull their hands out and say, you know, put their hands up basically and admit that they're twisting the details a little bit with this, because there are kids out there that aren't going to know that. And without the kids actually checking themselves, like going to Wikipedia and reading about the conflict themselves, they're not going to find out any different. This information is kind of wrong, and they need to admit to that, I think, in the information they give. That's not, you know, they're not doing that in there. They're basically just giving a brief outline of what actually happened. Pardon me. Um, yeah, and they don't, say that these tanks didn't actually take part in the conflict. This mission, it would be good to do maybe as a one-sided mission. They could put all of the Russian tanks on this side. Don't you just have the other side controlled? Maybe give them aircraft, or maybe give them what's it called? The ability to do airstrikes on ground forces attacking fixed positions. They didn't have to put this stuff in. That's, like I say, it's just not historical at all. And because they've had the SMK and the T-35 in game as well, they could have done that. They could have added both of those into the Russian side and allowed a large, say, like, I don't know, the full team, or just 16 players that can take tanks going up against fixed defences with air defences, or sorry, aircraft, possibly doing airstrikes with low weight bombs in order to try and stop the Russians from breaking through. It's something they could have easily done, but they've not done that. They've just gone, tank battles, we need more. And yeah, they've created something that's a bastardization of what actually happened, in order to, get people playing this. But I mean, yeah, it's wrong. It's just historically wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that now because I've that's my rant, I suppose, for the day.